I'd now like to recognize our U.S. Congressman for North Carolina District 8, Congressman Richard Hudson.
Well, thank you so much. Mayor, it's great to be back in Kannapolis. It was a long 20-minute commute over from Concord. You know, it's always tough when you got to follow the mayor. He's such a good speaker. But it wasn't the worst assignment I ever had. Once I was giving a speech in Moore County, and right before I got up to speak, they said, "Before you go, Congressman, we're going to play Ronald Reagan's D-Day speech from Normandy." I never dreamed in my entire career in Congress I'd ever have to follow Ronald Reagan, but that was tough. What a tribute this is today to our veterans, and a stark reminder that freedom has never been free. But it's been paid for by millions of men and women who've worn our nation's uniform, including many who are honored here today. It's an honor to represent Kannapolis and to be your congressman. It's also an incredible honor that I get to be Fort Bragg's congressman and represent those soldiers, their families, and the incredible veterans in our community. In fact, our region has the fastest growing veterans population in the United States. That's something we should all be proud of. And we should all strive to ensure that our veterans and their families have the support they deserve. Working with President Donald Trump over the last 4 years, I'm proud of all we've accomplished on behalf of our veterans. We passed the VA Mission Act to get veterans better health care and to give you access to the private doctors. We passed the largest budget in VA history. We passed the largest expansion of the GI Bill in a decade. Thank you. I've got a 2-year-old cheering for me over there. I recently secured legislation also expand access to the VA for folks exposed to burn pits. I heard from a soldier at Fort Bragg that he was exposed to burn pits in Syria, but we weren't covering that. These are all great steps forward, but there's a lot of work left to do. That's why I'm now focused on additional measures like getting our veteran caregivers the support they need through the Care for the Veteran Caregivers Act. Rest assured, let's hear it for those caregivers. Rest assured that I will never, ever stop fighting for our veterans. That includes a veteran I met a couple years ago here in Cabarrus County named King Kenny. You guys know King? He was a member of the 30th Infantry Division in World War II, the Old Hickory Division. They were comprised mostly of National Guard soldiers from North Carolina and surrounding states. Among their many accomplishments was one the mayor mentioned, the Battle of the Bulge. In August of 1944, their division of about 13,000 soldiers were completely surrounded and held off 80,000 of the German Army's best soldiers, Panzer divisions. 13,000 men held off 80,000 Panzer troops at a place called Mortagne, France. It was cold. They ran out of food. They ran out of water. They were about to run out of ammunition. I talked to King and some of the other guys. They were preparing for that last bayonet charge. But they held. And that was one of the pivotal battles that stopped the German advance and allowed us to win the Battle of the Bulge. General Dwight Eisenhower at the time put them up for the Presidential Unit Citation. But somehow the paperwork didn't make it to the right place. It didn't happen. When I was first elected to office, a fellow named Larry Kissel, who was our congressman, invited me to come by his office when I was up there for orientation. Larry's now become a real close friend of mine, and I can tell you, nobody cared more about the veterans or worked as hard as Larry. But Larry told me the story of the 30th and asked me if I would carry on his fight to get them recognized. And I promised him that day I'd do it. I didn't know it would take me 8 years, and I don't know how many different Army secretaries and defense secretaries, letters, threats, pleading, begging. We even had King Kenny talk directly to the president one of the times when President Trump flew into Charlotte. But I'm so honored that President Trump finally listened to us. And last July, I was there when King Kenny and the other men of the 30th received their Presidential Unit Citation. After 75 years, they were finally recognized for their accomplishments. And so on Veterans Day, we remember the sacrifice of the 30th, but we remember the sacrifice of all of our veterans. But why should we make such a big deal about it? Why is it so important that we have these flags? Why is it so important that we gather here? Well, it's important because of my 5-year-old son, because of this beautiful girl here who keeps clapping for me, for these young people I see all around here. It's important because they need heroes. They need people to look up to. And they need to know that heroes don't wear capes. Heroes were part of this color guard that brought these flags in. And heroes absolutely are the men and women who wear the uniform of this country. And so these young people need to know about the sacrifice. They need to know about the love for country, the love for each other. They need to know what the price that they paid to give us our freedom. Because as has been said, freedom isn't free. It comes with a heavy price. And these young people need to know that because they're going to be the leaders of our future. And so that's why today is so important. That's why I'm so honored to be here to be a part of it. I want to thank you, Mayor Hinnant. Thank you, Steve Morris, Chairman of our County Commission. Thank you, Scotty Brown, and all the folks here at the Cannonballers for all you've done in our community so far and for what you've done with this important day today and this important display. It matters, and we all thank you for it. Thank you for giving me the honor of being your congressman. God bless you.